welcome back to class today. I am Miss Bird. I am so glad to see you today. We have an awesome song we're going to sing to wake up our bodies and get us ready for our reading circle. So come on and join me. We're going to sing the song, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. All right, so get your fingers ready and let's sing our song. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. Awesome singing. Let's sing it one more time. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. Awesome job, friends. Thank you so much for singing with me. I hope your body is awoke and you are ready for our reading circle. Come on over and join me. All right, friends, today, welcome to our reading corner. We have a story, The Princess and the Pea, that we're gonna read today. Let's take a look inside. Once upon a time, there was a prince. The prince wanted to marry a real princess, so he traveled all over the world in hopes of finding such a lady. He met many princesses, but it was difficult to tell whether they were real ones. He talked to his friends. Salam. That's how they're greeting each other. Missing a page. Jumbo. Habari. Again, meeting so many different princesses. There was something about each princess that was not quite right. So the prince came home again and was sad. One evening, there was a terrible storm. Suddenly, a knocking was heard at the gate, and the old king went to open it. There was a princess standing at the gate. But, good gracious, what a sight the rain and the wind had made her look. And yet, she was a real princess. Ah, we shall soon find out if she is real, said the queen. So she went into the bedroom where she laid a pea upon the bedstead. Then she took 20 mattresses and laid them on the pea, and then put 20 feather beds on top of the mattress. On this, the princess had to lie all night. The next morning, the princess was asked how she had slept. "Oh, very badly," said the princess. "I scarcely closed my eyes all night. Heaven only knows what was in the bed, but I was lying on something hard, so that I am black and blue all over." "That's horrible," said the king. Now, they knew that she was a real princess because she had felt the pea right through the 20 mattresses and the 20 feather beds. Nobody but a real princess could be as sensitive as that. So, the prince took the princess for his wife. The pea was put in a museum where it may still be seen if no one has stolen it. There, that is a true story. The end. Wow. So this is a great story. And really to see how she was able to feel that pea through all those mattresses and feathers she laid on, that was amazing. All right, so come on and join me for our activity we're gonna do. All right, friends, so today we are going to retell the story of the princess and the pea. So we're going to look at our story here as it's retold and put the pictures in the order. So the first thing that happened in the story is that there was a prince who couldn't find a princess to marry. So we put that there. And then one night, what happened next? There was a storm at the castle. And so here's this, that it was a bad storm. And then what happened next? Who came to the door? It was a lady who said that she was a prince, a real princess. And remember, she was dripping wet, so she didn't really look like a princess. Then the queen wanted to make sure that she was a real princess. So what did she do? She placed a pea under the bed and the feathers under the mattress because she wanted to make sure that she was a princess. This one goes here. And so that night, the princess slept on the very top. Remember, she had all those mattresses, she had the feathers, and then at the very bottom, what was at the very bottom of that bed? It was a pea. And who would have ever thought that someone could feel that pea through all those different things? So in the morning, when she got up, what did she tell them? How did she tell them she slept? She told them she didn't sleep very well, did she? And why was that? Because she felt that pea that was all the way at the bottom of all those things. And so that let them know that she was a true princess. So the prince then was able to marry the princess. And remember, they said they put that pea in a museum. Awesome job helping me retell the story, friends. We remember what happened at the beginning of the story all the way to the end of our story. Awesome job. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed reading this story, The Princess and the Pea. I want you to go find an adult and tell them, how did the prince and his family determine that this princess was a true princess? Go tell them about that, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
kindergarten is great at Kansas City Public Schools.
I know they have really good teachers. I know this is a great school.
They teach them stuff that I thought my kids would never be able to know at the age of 5.
Since deciding to send our kiddos to a neighborhood school, we've become even more of a part of our community.
Now is the time to enroll your future kindergartner for the new school year. Visit enrollkc.org today.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Overish, and I'm so glad you're here to learn with me today. We're going to be talking about different ecosystems. Do you know what an ecosystem is? An ecosystem is where different animals and plants and weather and people live. We're going to be talking specifically today about the rainforest. We're going to talk about the animals that are there, what the plants look like, and then we're also going to talk about if we went on an adventure through the rainforest, what would we need to bring with us? Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to read a poem together about the rainforest to talk about some of the things that we might see or hear or smell or feel when we're in the rainforest. Let's go ahead and read it together. Anyone seen my rainforest? Bright bananas, slithering sloths, enormous trees. Anyone heard my rainforest? Gorillas shuffling, chimpanzees screeching, tigers roaring. Anyone smelled my rainforest? Sweet flowers, fresh trees, musty manatees. Anyone felt my rainforest? Prickly plants, rough rocks, sticky stingies. So we talked about the things in our poem that we might see or hear or smell or even feel when we're in the rainforest. We're going to look at some pictures together. These are all real pictures from a rainforest. So we have that word rainforest right in the middle. Can you say rainforest? And we notice right here in this corner, we have some pictures of some plants that grow in the rainforest. What are some things that you notice about some of the plants that grow in the rainforest? I see that they have really bright colors. I also see that they seem really big. That's a really big flower and a big lily pad and a really big tree. We know that our plants in the rainforest are so bright and they're so big because just like in its name, the rainforest gets a lot of rain. So our plants are able to really thrive in a rainforest. We also can look at some pictures over here of things that we might see in the rainforest. What are some things that you notice about these pictures? I see that there isn't very much sun coming in. We know that the trees are so dense and so big that they block out a lot of the sun. So there isn't a lot of sun that comes in through the trees. I see a beautiful waterfall, and I see lots of rain coming down in this picture. What do we notice about our pictures down here? Do you know the names of any of these animals? I remember hearing about the sloth in our poem, and the gorilla was in our poem. What are some things that you notice about these pictures? They all are very different animals, and all of these animals can be up in trees. There are so many trees in the rainforest that a lot of our animals live up in the trees instead of down on the ground. Last, we have these pictures of people exploring the rainforest. What do we notice about what they're wearing? I see in this picture that they look like they're all wearing a rain jacket. Why do you think they're wearing a rain jacket? They're probably all gonna wear a raincoat because we know it rains a lot in the rainforest. I also notice a lot of people wearing hats. We wear hats to protect ourselves from the rain or the sun coming in. I also notice that it looks like they're all wearing long pants. When we're off exploring through something with lots of plants, we want to make sure that we're wearing pants to protect our skin. Today, we are going to make a list of some things that we might need if we went on an adventure in the rainforest. So, if we think back to our picture down here, what do we think we might need if we ever went on an adventure through the rainforest? We might want an umbrella because we know it rains a lot in the rainforest. And with an umbrella, what should we also have on our body? That's right, we might want to wear a raincoat. I also see that they're all wearing long pants. We want to make sure that we have on our long pants to keep ourselves safe and protected. And then the things I also notice is it looks like they're all wearing closed-toed shoes or tennis shoes or boots to make sure that they're able to go through all those dense plants that are so big. So we might also wear a pair of boots or tennis shoes. What are some other things that we might want to take with us? We might want to take with us some bug spray because we know that with all of these plants and all of the rain, that there are a lot of bugs. So we might want to take some bug spray on our adventure. What are some other things that you might want to take with you? I might want to take a camera. I can take a camera with me so I can take pictures of all the beautiful plants and flowers and the animals that we see on our adventure. We might also want to take a compass. Does anyone know what a compass is? A compass is something that people use so they don't get lost in places they don't know. So we might use a compass when we travel to the rainforest because it doesn't look like there's a lot of trails or paths, so we want to make sure we don't get lost. Is there anything else that you would want to add to your list of things that you might need on an adventure in the rainforest? Today we talked all about the rainforest and got to see all those fun pictures of the animals and the plants that live in the rainforest. We even talked about the things that we would need if we ever went on an adventure through the rainforest. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Border Star Montessori School. We develop self-motivated learners in a diverse educational and social environment. We serve children ages 3 and 4 or in preschool all the way through 6th grade. One of 2 public Montessori schools in the Kansas City metro area, we adhere to the rich principles and practices developed by Dr. Maria Montessori. This philosophy emphasizes independence, freedom within limits, and respect for each child's natural curiosity and development. The teachers, administration, and staff at Border Star are committed to building relationships and upholding high expectations, all in an intentionally prepared environment. To support this effort, our teachers and assistants receive Montessori training throughout the course of the year. Our teachers promote hands-on learning through exploration and discovery. Children follow their interests during uninterrupted work cycles. During this freedom of choice, they develop order, repetition, and concentration. Classrooms are made up of mixed age groups, typically 3 grades placed together. These inter-age relationships strengthen the entire classroom community. The older student takes on the role as peer teacher. They serve as role models for younger students, demonstrating leadership and citizenship skills. They also reinforce their own learning by teaching concepts they have already mastered to their peers. The youngest group, the Children's House, includes pre-K age 3, pre-K age 4, and kindergarten students. In this environment, we focus on practical life, sensorial, math, language, and cultural studies. Lower elementary includes 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade students. We foster personal responsibility, independence, collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. Within this supportive community, children work through the curriculum at their own pace, accelerating during some tasks or taking additional times with others. In upper elementary, we serve 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. Students build on core values and lessons learned in previous years. They learn to question, think critically, and take responsibility for their own learning, skills that will support them in later education and in life. At Border Star, we have strong parent support. Our PTA strives to support all children by involving community, family, and business participation. In partnership with Link, we offer free before and after school care for our kindergarten through 6th grade students. For our pre-K families, Little Dragons before and after care is available at a minimal fee. We offer a variety of clubs and activities for our students, including our Montessori Model United Nations for our older children, honors choir, chess club, instrumental music, ballet, gardening, farmers market, and more. Our students leave 6th grade ready for success in middle school and beyond. Thank you for your interest in Border Star Montessori. If you have additional questions or want to schedule a personal visit, please call our office at 816-418-5150. We look forward to sharing the great things happening at Border Star Montessori.
Hello, Kansas City. Welcome to another fantastic day out there. Thank you for joining us on a show we call Life After. My name is Chris Odom, and I am the lucky guy that gets to explore some of the paths that happen with some of the people I knew in the past and kind of catch up and find out what they're doing with themselves and really give them a chance to tell us their story so we could think about our path before we ever really get there ourselves. So welcome Amber Cleaver to Life After.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so Miss Cleaver, I know what your path is, and I'm excited to hear it unfold. We're going to let the viewers wonder for a minute, but take us back to what year you graduated, and then what kind of still stays with you from that year that you either think about or considered kind of valuable.
Let's see. So I graduated from Paseo back in 2006, which makes me feel really, really old. But my senior year was probably definitely a defining year for sure. I think that is, when I was, working, I was balancing school, balancing work, wanting to make the last year important. I always knew that I wanted to go out of state for school. So it was, making sure that I had a good time in Kansas City, a good time with my friends, and kind of making some important memories that particular year. In terms of, you said what I took away from the year, my senior year?
Yeah, or something you still look back toward as like valuable or part that resonates with you today? I don't know.
I'll be cheesy. I even pick something that you said to me and I'll say it because I literally still say it to this day. So I was in your creative writing class. I was a creative writing major. And I know one of the things that when I would have trouble or starting to write something, the advice you gave me was just write something bad. And at the time I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. I'm like, why would I want to write something bad? I want to write something good. But when you start writing just to write, then it kind of turns into something good because you're not a bad writer. And so that kind of is something that stuck with me in terms of throughout college, when I just need to write this paper. I need to get it. I'm like, just get something on the paper and just go. And so that is something I've told it to other people. Like if my cousin is trying to write a book and I say, well, I was always told just write something bad, just get in there and start doing it. But instead of it, I don't use it as just write something bad. I use it as just do something, just go, just start. And so that is definitely something that I've taken from like my high school and definitely translated to today. If I'm writing emotion, it's just get something on the paper, Amber, get started and go.
Nice. And you do that. It sounds like you do a lot of writing in your current situation. So we're waiting to hear what that is. And I know it's a really powerful job. I know that for sure. I'm excited to hear you talk about it. So tell us this moment that happens right after high school, because the foundation of talking about this show was my memory also of hearing lots of advice from people, having your own idea, having a dream, having a goal, and then it all kind of comes together. And in that moment, you make a decision, you go for it. Kind of like the write something down move is like, go do something. So what do you remember about that moment? And then what did you do?
Right. So I went to college right after high school. I actually have always known what I wanted to do career-wise. I've been knowing it since elementary school. So, I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. So it was a big change in terms of being away from family, moving away. I knew I always wanted to get out of Kansas City. I wanted to do something different. I didn't want distractions. I knew I wanted to go out of state. But I went straight to school, and I'm glad that I did. It was the best move for me. I know if I had taken a gap, I probably wouldn't have gone, or I wouldn't have done what I wanted to do. So I went straight into school, and I kind of got talked into my major. I knew I wanted to go, I don't know if I'm supposed to say what I do yet, but I knew where I wanted to go after undergrad. Yeah. But it was the path to getting there because there's so many things you can do. And it was just the thing to, you should go into business. You should go get you a business degree, and then you go to law school with this business degree. And so that's what I did. I started as a marketing major, and I took one accounting exam and knew that it wasn't for me. I failed. I failed that exam, and I said, this is just not going to work. If I have to do accounting too, there's absolutely no way this is going to work. And so I switched my major to something that made sense for me, and I switched my major, and I had a minor that kind of coincided with what I wanted to do or thought I wanted to do after I graduated. undergrad.
Very cool. And I think we can spill the beans on what you do
No.
now. And it's just fun to kind of keep people wondering a little bit. And I remember you maybe mentioning a goal like that. And I definitely remember you having some of these skills to what we were talking about before this, to combat with words and to be very powerful about your own position and use evidence. And so I know, like, as the teacher, it was fun to meet people who were a strong match of will and wit, and kind of play that part of debate a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit more learned in this subject. Let's see if you can handle that, or and I just remember your fire and your tenacity and your power. And so share with us, please, what you're doing with that these days. You powered through school, you changed paths from accounting, and then you went into kind of, am I right, this next path that you're taking?
Yep.
You're on now. Okay. So what was that?
I did. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. What was that path?
So I did, after I graduated undergrad, took a year, and then I went straight into law school. So I went to American University for law school. I did that part-time. I worked full-time, and now I practice in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, in state and federal courts. I do defense work. So I do a lot of civil defense, insurance defense, fraud, premise liability. I work with a lot of different clients. I've worked with clients from large corporations to just individual people. So I am practicing full-time now in law.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so that's one of those goals that some people say when they're in school, like the top 10 or whatever that we're going to choose when we pick doctors, lawyers. I mean, I could go from there. Do you feel like everyone believed you were going to get there?
I do.
I say that in a weird way, because I know that we knew each other enough, I think, for me to ask it that way. But like, I don't know that when we hear people say this all the time, unfortunately, everybody gets there. So did you experience some non-believers, I guess, as you were working your way up?
My situation is probably different because, to be quite honest, I wasn't the best behaviorally in school. I was always very smart academically. There wasn't a teacher that said I couldn't do it. I wasn't smart. But, I wanted to hang with my friends. I wanted to be the class clown. I made jokes. I interrupted. I disrupted. I did all of that. So I don't think anybody ever thought you're not going to be able to be successful because you're not smart and you're not able to do it. It was more so, you're probably going to let your mouth get in your way. Mm-hmm. And that is something I've dealt with all throughout school, because that was who I was. I was acting out. That's who I was. But with all of that, no matter how much I acted out, I never let my academics slide. Like, I was in inroads. Like, I took the ACT prep courses. I was in AP classes. Like, I did all those things academically because I knew what the goal was. I knew I had to get to law school and I wanted to be an attorney. And as funny as I wanted to be in class, I knew that there were some things I needed to do. Mm-hmm. So I think the belief any disbelief was more of, you're going to get in your own way versus you can't do it. Because anybody, I think, who has any recollection of me, if I tell them I'm an attorney, they'll say, yeah, that makes total sense. Because of,
I agree. I think it does too. You told me and I was like, wow, I'm excited that you found the way, I guess, to get out of your way, if that's, or to make that powerful voice produce what you want it to, yep. And give you all the strength that I notice is part of, I guess, who I remember you to be back then, and probably who you feel like you are even more now. So that's a really neat thing. I remember when we used to make wise lists like this, like the one I remember is to be available when inspiration comes. I don't know how we ever started making these lists, but that's another one you helped me kind of remember back to. Is just like, just get started, write something crummy, your brain will take over, you'll be so proud of it, you'll be surprised, right? But the other one was being available when an opportunity comes to you, because it's going to happen. So how did it happen? Like, did you apply a number of times? Did you start off in a smaller position and work your way to where you are now? I would imagine that's how it goes. But for those listening, can you tell us about that path a little bit?
Well, yes. So again, probably another interesting path. So I have a 10-year-old, soon to be 11. So I took a year off after I graduated. I had my son and I worked. And again, the goal was still always law school. That was never going to stop. But because I needed to work full time, you know, it looked different. I always imagined I'd be going to law school full time and doing the internships in the summer and, you know, becoming a summer associate. And it didn't look like that. I would have wanted to go to Howard Law. And I'm actually glad I didn't, because I think I had a better experience going to something outside of my comfort zone. And I went to American University, and I went there part-time, working full-time. It was hard. I did night classes. You know, my classes were, you know, 6 o'clock at night till 10 o'clock at night sometimes. And so I worked full-time, went to school at night. Because I had to work and because I was a mom, I didn't get to do the summer associate programs. I couldn't quit my job for a summer to go work at a law firm that may not hire me. And then I don't have any work during the school year. So I had to be creative. And I was just honest. I talked to, you know, my professors. I laid out the situation like, look, you know, I have to find a unique way to get experience, because you can't graduate without experience to get in a firm. And we found some unique ways for me to work with some attorneys. You know, I found an attorney who was also a part-time student who just understood my struggle, and, you know, he worked with me. And when I graduated, as I was graduating, I was getting laid off from my company. I was a sales manager. I started out in sales. So I worked my way up to sales management, and they completely wiped out the entire department. All of us were gone. I worked at Living Social. They got bought out by DuPont. And I said, okay, well, maybe this is just a sign that I graduate in a couple months. Let's just focus on law. Clearly, I still needed money. So I got another job heading up a business development department. I graduated law school. I studied my butt off and took the bar. I will never, ever take another exam again in my life, because it was so crazy. But I took it. Yeah, I took the bar. Again, it was difficult trying to find a firm because my resume was sales and marketing with a little bit of law sprinkled in it. And I just had to keep going. I'm like, somebody's going to hire me. So, you know, the biggest thing was, you know, you don't have a lot of legal experience. And my position was, well, yeah, somebody's got to give it to me first. Mm-hmm. And I eventually landed at a firm that I was at for a couple of years. And yeah, you work your way up. I probably, with that experience, because I was doing a lot of litigation, which is what I knew I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in the courtroom. I was able to set myself apart when I wanted to go to a bigger firm, because I had that litigation experience. I could walk in the door and say, look, I've tried 50 cases already. And they're like, we have associates who've been here 5 years who haven't done that. So my whole goal and my whole process has been find a way to get it done, because your path may not be the traditional one. And so far it's been working out.
Wow. Thank you. That's a great narrative and a great, probably reality that we're listening to when young people are thinking about the path. Sometimes it curves a lot. It goes all over the place. It goes down, it goes up. It takes longer than you might have ever dreamed, but you keep pushing, and that's fantastic. I know that boat. If I'm trying to get in a door and be a school administrator and I've never been one, somebody's going to take a chance on me. And
exactly.
So if you're out there listening, that's kind of a notion I'm thinking of, but I don't know, right? Like, would you want to see if I could pull it off at your building? Get a hold of me. I got the credentials. All right. So fantastic. You know, I was listening to that story. I was like, man, I would love to be in there, not a juror, but I would love to just be in there and see, because I've only been a juror once in my life, but it is very theatrical in the court of law, and it's very much like what you see on TV. So you get all theatrical and you get into it, opening statements and things like that, and you love doing that.
Yeah, it is very similar to what you see on TV in terms of, you know, it's more theatrics with the jury, and it's because juries are people and they're sitting there for days. You don't want to be boring. So I love jury trials. Like, I watch the jury. I see what they're reacting to. If they're falling asleep at counsel's statements, you know, I make sure I go in and I'm up. I don't want you sleeping. If you're not paying attention, I circle in on everybody, because so much of it is how they connect with you. You know, if they don't like you, then they're probably not going to go in your favor. That's just, they're humans. That's what it is. Of course, you expect them to look at the evidence and things, but, you know, you have to present the evidence in a way that they're going to pay attention. And if they miss something because you were, oh, yeah, did you remember on this date? I'm on this day, he did, I'm going to make you pay attention.
That's fantastic. Wow, that's what makes me want to come see a little episode or something in the
Come
real
on.
life.
Yeah, I mean, absent COVID, anybody could actually come in. My mom actually came to my first trial.
Really?
And I was like, oh, what are you? She's like, yeah, I want to see it. And but yeah, you can definitely come in probably anywhere. Yeah, you can go in and watch them. Probably not with COVID, but.
No, well, that's really neat. Okay, well, hey, this has been a fantastic chance to unwind and think about your awesome experiences and your powerful pursuit of them. Let's think about the final part of this is really words that might have served you, or words you keep dear that have helped, that you think young people might need to hear. I love that part of school. I loved when seniors turned around and said things to freshmen like, hey, I didn't know this when I walked in here, but I could keep you from having to spend 4 years learning this little tiny thing that it took me 4 years to learn. Do you know any of those like that you could pay forward to some younger listeners right now?
I would say probably, and it kind of goes with just do it. But one thing that my mom would always say to me, and it's just kind of how she lived her life, is the worst thing they can say to you is no. And if they say no, oh well, it's no. And then you keep it moving. And it's a way to just be a starter, don't be afraid to open up your mouth and ask for what you want. I've looked at jobs that maybe I didn't 100% qualify for. And I'm like, the worst they can do is say no. I mean, if I don't do it, they were going to say no regardless. And I've had interviews where people are like, well, you don't really meet the criteria. And I'm like, but you looked at my resume and I'm here. So you saw something that, once you get me in the room, I'm going to say what needs to be said. I'm going to show you who I am. But to get there, sometimes you have to speak up, and you can't be afraid to go out and ask for what you want, because if they say no, okay, well, if you didn't do it, they were going to say no regardless. So what really do you have to lose?
Mm-hmm. And it's only no the first time, maybe not the second or the third or the fourth. I've had a couple of those where I took that first no and then wrote them a letter and said, I know there were too many applicants, but keep me in mind. And then, somebody down the road dropped out, and hey, you were our first person we thought of. So I think that's fantastic advice for young and the not so young. So thank you, Ms. Cleaver, for being a wonderful guest on Life After. This has been another wonderful time to learn about the paths of our young people, what they go off and do as they come out of our Kansas City public schools. If you've been listening and you wanted to come on and tell your story, reach out to me. I am Chris Odom. It's just CODAM at kcpublicschools.org. And we'll work to find you a platform. So again, thank you again, Ms. Cleaver.
Thank you.
I feel like you need a title. Is there a title before Cleaver?
Well, the Esquire goes at the end.
Okay. Amber Cleaver, Esquire. Very nice. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for listening, Kansas City. Have a wonderful day.
Welcome to East High School. My name is Louis Sinahosa, and I am the principal. I'm looking forward for you to learn all about our East Bears, and thank you for taking the time to visit with us.
At East, we serve students in 9th through 12th grades.
We first opened our doors in 1924 to serve high school students on the east side of Kansas City. With more than 50 plus languages and countries represented at our school, East is one of the largest and most diverse high schools in Kansas City. Our mission is to ensure each student reaches his or her fullest potential as a learner. With literacy as our focus, our goal is for all students to be successful and gain valuable experience throughout their high school career. After graduation, our students go on to be successful in either college or the career of their choice. We put a focus on learning through a 21st century lens. To prepare students for life beyond high school, we have specific college and career pathways which include agriculture, health science and bioscience, nursing, engineering, teaching, EMT, law and public safety, construction, barber and cosmetology, computer science, culinary, and more. Students can graduate with their industry-recognized credential in their chosen pathway and have job options upon graduation. East offers traditional high school classes, advanced placement, and dual credit courses. In addition, we offer Early College Academy where students attend Metropolitan Community College, Penn Valley, where they can graduate with both their high school diploma and associate's degree. We welcome immigrants and refugees into our school. With a high level of English language learners, or ELL students, students start in small group instruction to help them quickly get up to speed with their counterparts. They will have ongoing ELL support to ensure they are successful throughout high school. Along with a high-level academic rigor, East also offers a wide range of sports, clubs, and other activities. Our soccer teams have become some of the most dominant programs in their division. Plus, many of our scholar athletes have earned scholarships to play their given sport at the collegiate level in soccer, football, volleyball, and more. We have something for everyone in our school. Students can be part of junior ROTC, art, instrumental and vocal music, or take a variety of electives. Plus, we offer activities including bike club, dance, debate, newspaper, student council, yearbook, and more. At East High, we believe each student has untapped potential. Students have opportunities to visit colleges, universities, and other post-secondary institutions, as well as participate in job shadowing and internships related to their career interests. Thank you for visiting. We hope you enjoyed the tour. If you want to learn more about East, please call us at 816-418-3125. Go Bears.
We are happy to have you visit our family here at Northeast Middle School. My name is Principal Schriever, and I am the principal here at Northeast Middle School. We serve students in the 7th and 8th grade in the historic Northeast neighborhood in Kansas City.
Welcome to Northeast Middle, the home of the mighty Titans.
Welcome to Northeast Middle. Transitioning to middle school is exciting, but it can also be scary. But that's what we're here for. I teach student success skills, a class where students get in touch with their emotions and learn how to stay on task in their courses.
Hello, my name is Mirna Naya. I am the parent liaison at Northeast Middle School. I communicate with parents, legal guardians regarding school information, events, school advisory committee, and more. I love interacting with students' families every day.
Hello and welcome. My name is Christine Dismay, and I teach geography and economics here at Northeast Middle School. We have a safe and nurturing environment in our classrooms. Your student will enjoy learning here.
Hi, I'm Laura Culp. I'm an 8th grade math teacher. Welcome to 8th grade. We offer advanced courses in all core subjects. Learning here is fun and rigorous because we care about our students and their academic experience. Northeast Middle School students are successful and prepared for high school.
AVID, which stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, is a college and career readiness program. Students develop the skills they need to be successful in college starting in middle school. Most students continue their AVID course throughout high school with the same group of peers.
Hi, I'm Mr. Fleming, and I teach PE and health at Northeast Middle School, and we have a wide range of electives including choir, band, orchestra, visual arts, creative writing, and much more.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Moore, and I teach 7th, 8th grade choir. Our goal is to ensure our students get the very best academic opportunities. Our students maintain a well-rounded experience.
Northeast Middle School is truly a diverse environment. We have scholars from all over the world, and we have as many as 30 languages spoken in our building at any given time. To celebrate the diversity in our building, we host an international festival so our scholars can get a true taste of the world.
Hi, I'm Ben Jonte. I'm the art teacher at Northeast Middle School. Project Lead the Way, one of our electives, provides our students with hands-on, real-world learning. This will give them experience in growing industries like computer science, design, and robotics.
Hello, I'm Ms. Shepard, and I'm the athletic director here at Northeast Middle School. Here at Northeast Middle School, we offer variety sports for boys and girls, including basketball, track and field, soccer, wrestling, swimming, cross country, flag football, cheerleading, and volleyball.
Thank you for taking the time to visit with us today here at Northeast Middle School. To learn more about our campus or to request a personal tour, please call 816-418-3400. We look forward to sharing with you more of the exciting things occurring at Northeast Middle School.
I chose manual because it's challenging and fun, and it can help me with college.
I chose manual because I wanted to get a jump start in my career with culinary arts.
I chose manual to acquire skills I'd use in real life.
I chose manual because I want to be an ER doctor, and being an EMT is my first step.
Kickstart your future today at Manual Career and Technical Center. Manual is open for all 11th and 12th grade students in both Kansas and Missouri. Learn more today at enrollkc.org/manual or call 816-418-5200.
The desire to create lives within each of us. From Grammy-winning producers and musicians, to NBA stars, to Navy admirals and Medal of Honor recipients, to internationally renowned artists, and beloved local muralists, Paseo graduates have been creating their own success, their own history, their own legacy since 1926. Now it's your time. Create your future at Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts. Learn more at enrollkc.org/Paseo.
I love Southeast because of the culture, the band program, and restorative justice.
I love Southeast because of the academics, sports, and students.
I love Southeast because of the people, the energy, and the advanced classes.
It's not alike. I love Southeast because the students here at Southeast are full of potential and they believe in achieving anything.
We are Southeast.
Southeast.
We stand shoulder to shoulder.
Join the Southeast family. Enroll today.
I am Lincoln Middle.
At Lincoln Middle School, students discover their talents and passions, where teachers plant the seeds of lifelong learning.
I am Lincoln Middle.
Where excellence is nurtured. Students develop the skills to be successful in school, career, and beyond.
Je suis Lincoln Middle.
Lincoln Middle is the public school where your child will thrive and grow. Open a world of possibilities. Apply today. Learn more at enrollkc.org/Lincoln Middle.
Herald Holiday Montessori fosters a lifelong love of learning for students in pre-K through 6th grade. Holiday is the only free Montessori school in the KC metro area recognized by the Association of Montessori International. At Holiday, children have the freedom to choose their work throughout the day, helping them to become responsible, independent, and self-motivated learners. Find out more or enroll your student at enrollkc.org/holiday.
Imagine a school that shares the traditions and pride of ancestors past, centered around African history and culture. Welcome to African-centered college prep. With a high level of academic rigor, AC Prep develops bright, creative leaders in a nurturing, secure environment. A free public school, AC Prep serves scholars pre-K through 8th grade. With sports, debate, music, robotics, and more, AC Prep is creating amazing students. Enroll today. Learn more at enrollkc.org/AC Prep.